Welcome students. Today we will see computer application lesson 2 on introduction to Adobe PageMaker part 2. Last class we were discussing about the 1 mark and 2 mark question. We will see the continuation today. We will move on to the next question, 6th question. This is a 2 mark 6th question. Write about the menu bar of PageMaker. Write about the menu bar of the PageMaker. As I told you in the previous class, the menu bar appears below the title bar of the window. Title bar will be the first bar. Below that we will be having menu bar. In the menu bar we will having various menus. For your understanding, I have given the image below how the bars, different bars available. You see, first is the title bar, second is the menu bar, third is the tool bar, and fourth is the ruler line. Again I am telling you, this is for your understanding. Please don't try to draw it. This is only a 2 mark question. Now we will go to the answer. Menu bar contains the following menus: File, Edit, Layout, Type, Element, Utilities, View, Window, Help. All those things are shown here. This is the menu bar: File, Edit, Layout, Type, Element, Utilities, View, Window, Help. And each menu will be having a pull down menu. In that pull down menu, you will having the items are belonging to that particular menu heading. Okay. Next, you will move on to the 7th question. Differentiate ellipse tool from ellipse frame tool. So, in the 1 mark question I was just discussing in the previous class that ellipse tool is used to draw a circle or any round shape. So, the tool name is ellipse tool. You have two tools there, ellipse tool and ellipse frame tool. Again I am showing the image for your understanding, just to know what is the ellipse tool and what is the ellipse frame tool. Ellipse tool is used to draw circle and ellipses, that is any round objects. You can show round image, you can draw any round object using ellipse tool. And ellipse frame tool is used to draw elliptical placeholders to hold text and graphics. That is, in the ellipse tool, it's a tool only to draw the circles or round shape. But if you want to put some text or frame inside that ellipse or any round shape, you have to use ellipse frame tool. There are two different tools available, ellipse tool and ellipse frame tool. In ellipse tool, you can draw only the shape, the round shape, called a circle or ellipse like that. But if you want to put certain things inside that shape, then you have to use ellipse frame tool. That means a text or any images or graphics inside that tool, you have to use ellipse frame tool. Now we move on to the next question. What is text editing? What is text editing means? Editing means doing some changes to the text. We have typed some text or we have imported certain text from some other things. You have to do certain changes for underlining, or you want to do certain make, for example, bold, you have to underline, or you have to do some italics. Then you have to use this called all these changes, bringing or incorporating these changes inside this text. We are calling it as text editing. Okay. What is a text block? So, for your understanding, I am showing you how the text block will appear. After designing the page, in that page I want to place the text. I can use two things to place the text. One is a block, another is a frame. Now I am showing you how a block will be appearing in the page. So if you see that image, that is called the block. You will having the lines like that. Inside the line, you can, the two holders are there called as handle. With that handle you can drag the two that lines, upper line and lower line, and inside the two lines you can type the text. This is called a text block. In PageMaker, the text of the document can be typed inside a text block. For inserting the text block, you will be using the text tool. Using the text tool, you will create the text block. After creating the text block, you can type directly on the text block, or you can paste the text from the other thing inside the text block. Now you can move on to the next question. What is threading text blocks? It's a very good thing. What is threading text blocks? If you see any newspapers, all the important news will be given as certain paragraphs in the main page, and the deep explanation will be given in some of the other pages, and they will give you like the continuation. You please see page 3, 4th para. Continuation you see page 2, 3rd para, like that. They will give only the gist in the first page, that is the opening page. They will give all the headings and the important news, and the explanation of that news will be given, detailed description of the news will be given in some other pages. Now the continuation will be available in the other pages. Now in order to thread the blocks, it all belong to one particular title. We use a thing called threading. That means the text block in the first page and the text block in the third page can be threaded. Threading means it means a continuation. It means a continuation. Why you are using this is whenever you want to give certain changes for the whole document, whole paragraph, that will be affected to the next block also, that thread. But that block may be in the some other pages. Okay, this is very, you can understand very easily when you are following a newspaper. In the newspaper, you will have some content in the one page and the following content will be in the some other page. So, these two content will be connected. This connecting these two content is what we are calling it as threading the text blocks. You are calling this as threading the text block. Next question, what is threading text? What is threading text? Means any text, as I told you, you are using for threading, this is called threading text. Threading the block is two different blocks of text are connected. This is called threading. The text which are threaded, we are calling it as thread text. So, both are very simple question. So, the answer for the threading text is text blocks that are connected are called threaded and these are called threading text. How do you insert a page in PageMaker? How do you insert a page in PageMaker? Now, sometimes what happens, you have to insert a new page. After doing everything, they will see the content should come here. They will ask you to insert a new page. How to insert a new page means you have to choose the layout from the insert pages in the menu bar. For inserting new pages, you go to the menu bar, there you will have insert pages in the layout, right? You have to choose that layout, insert pages in the menu bar. The insert pages dialog box will appear. Now, many things you will be getting a dialog box. In the dialog box, you will have many options. Now, students will, some of the guides and other thing what I infer that for 2 mark question, they are including these options also. Students, please for 2 mark questions, don't waste your time by writing big paragraph. Only 2 or 3 important points is enough. Here it is a 2 mark question. They are asking how to insert a page. The two things is very important here. Choosing layout, insert pages and click on insert. These 2 points is enough for this 2 mark question. When the same question is asked in a 3 mark question, then you have to explain the options in that dialog box. Please don't explain the options in that dialog box for 2 mark questions, right? When it asks in 3 mark question, the same question they will ask you in 3 marks. That time you have to explain what are the options shown in that insert pages dialog box. For example, you will be having insert after the page or insert before the page. All these options you explain in 3 mark question. The same question asked in 3 marks, then you explain these options. For 2 marks, simply if you write the answer, you use layout in the insert pages, click insert and the new page will be inserted. That's all. Because they are asking you how to insert. So, you have to answer simply in 2 mark question, simply these 2 points. With this, we are finishing our 2 mark question. We move on to the 3 mark questions. What is PageMaker? Explain its uses. Again, I am asking what is PageMaker? It is used for DTP. The very main purpose it is used for DTP to design the pages and to design the text and images, how it appears in a page. Right? It is used to design and produce the document before printing. Before printing, in the earlier days, as I told you, they used to call this composing. That composing job now we are doing with the help of PageMaker software through the computer. Right? For doing this composing purpose or designing the document, how a page will appear. Suppose if you take any newspaper, it will have different pages, it will have different contents, it will have different images in that. To design each and every page, where the image should come, where the text should come, we are using a software. Nowadays we are doing it with computer. Previously they used to do manually. Now we are doing it with the help of computers. For that we are using specialized softwares called DTP softwares, and PageMaker is one of the DTP software for this purpose. Right? This is the answer. Adobe PageMaker is a page layout software. It is used to design and produce documents that can be printed. Page layout software, we have various tools. We usually position the text and graphics images on the document. Right? Next, we move on to the next question. Mention 3 tools in PageMaker and write their keyboard shortcuts. There are so many tools available. Again, I am telling you, please remember in the previous class I told you. Remember, in the beginning itself, I showed the image and I asked you to remember that image, and I told you many bars available: title bar, menu bar. Below that menu bar, you have the toolbar. What is the toolbar? Toolbar will have various icons. images used to select various tools, right? And these tools will also have a keyboard shortcut which you can use from the keyboard: pointer tool, rotating tool, line tool. You can choose any three one as your wish. I am just for my purpose I am selecting these three: pointer tool, rotating tool, line tool. For pointer tool, the keyboard shortcut is F9. You have to use the function keys. You will be having, if you see the keyboard, you will have function keys for F1, F2, F3. You have to select the function key F9. For the rotating tool, you have to use the combination Shift plus F2. Here you have to press the Shift key, and along with the Shift key you have to press F2 key also to select rotating tool. Next we are having line tool. For line tool you have to use Shift plus F3. Write the use of any three tools in PageMaker along with symbols. Here there is no choice, you have to draw because they are asking symbols. Whenever they ask specifically symbols or they ask to draw the image, you must try to draw the symbols or the images. Other than that, don't take or waste your time in drawing the pictures. In this question they are specifically asking what is the symbol for that tool. Again I am using the same because it is very easy for you to remember the previous question and the next question. I am taking that same pointer tool, text tool and rotating tool. First is you have to, there is no other choice, you have to draw that symbol. This arrow tool is used for pointer tool, T stands for the text tool, and the rotating symbol stands for that rotating tool. Rotating tool means if you want to rotate certain image in certain degrees or the text, here you can rotate the text also. Sometimes you can rotate the text in the horizontally, vertically, and image can also be rotated. For that you have to use this tools. I am given the symbols also used for that. Now we move on to the next question. How do you rejoin split blocks? Sometimes what happens, the text blocks we will be splitting it and we will be joining it. That is called rejoining the split blocks. Sometimes you will split the blocks and you will also rejoin it, right? How to rejoin that two text blocks? Place the cursor on the bottom handle of the second text block, click and drag the bottom handle up to the top. That is, as I told you, as I was showing you in the previous screens, how the text block will appear. The text block will appear a bottom line and a top line. In the top line you will have a handle. The bottom line also you will have the handle. So what you have to do, if you want to rejoin the split blocks, go to the second block, go to the bottom of that block and drag the handle of the bottom line handle to the top one of the first one. Now what happens, the second one will appear on the top of the first one. Now you are having this, suppose I am taking the left hand, I am taking as the first block, right hand side I am taking as the second block. Here you will have two lines with the handle, here you will have two lines with the handle. What I am going to place, I am going to rejoin this block, I am going to place this right hand block over the left hand block. What I am going to do is, this left hand block bottom and handle I will drag, I will select, I will drag it and I will keep it on the left hand top of the left hand block. So these two will join together. This is how we will rejoin the split blocks. Now we move on to the next question. How do you link frames containing text? Now what is a frame, how the text will appear, and for that your better understanding I have given you a picture there, actual picture how it will appear. Again I am telling you, please do not try to draw this. For your better understanding I am showing you the image. There I am showing you two frames. One frame you will having a text, another frame is nothing, it's an empty frame, it is not having anything there. So I am going to link these two frames. How to link is, draw a second frame. First I am select the first frame. Now there is the first frame, I am selecting and putting the second frame there. Now I have to link these two frames. What I have to do is, click the first frame and select the first frame. Now click the red triangle to load the text icon. Now what will happen, when I click the red triangle below if you see here you are seeing a red triangle, if I click that, what happens, that red triangle it will load the text icon. Now click the second frame and you can see the PageMaker flows the text into the second frame. Now the text in this first frame will be move on to the second frame. What I have to do is, I have to select this first, I have to select the first frame, select the red triangle below shown here, red triangle. Now what the text will be selected, loaded. Now if I go and place the cursor in my second frame, place the cursor in second frame, and if I give a click, automatically the text from the first will be flown to the second frame. This is how we will link the frames. Now we will move on to the next question. What is the use of master page? Now students will ask you, what is a master page, sir? For that I am showing you this image. This is not necessary for you to draw. For your understanding, I am showing you the master page. What is a master page? The master page typically contains the basic design such as margins, the page layout, top margin, bottom margin, and this will be followed for all the pages. Suppose I am having 20 pages. For all these 20 pages, I want to universally give a standard layout. What I will do is, I will give all those layouts in a master page. I will create a master page, and if I design all the things, if I say all the things to the master page, it will be followed to all the pages in the document. This is called master page. Okay. What will be actually what we will be designing is headers, footers, where the header should come, where the footer should come, where the page number should come. You know what is a header? Header means some content will be coming in all the pages in the top corner, left or center, like this is called a header. Footer, usually we have some footnotes, that we call it as footer, and usually all page will be containing page numbers. Where the page number should come, whether in the left hand corner or right hand corner, in the center, this will be decided in the master page. If you give this in the master page, you need not have to worry, this will be carried out in all the other pages. Okay. On the screen I am showing you how a master page will look. Now we will go to the answer. Any text or object that you place on the master page will appear on the entire document pages. That is very, very important. If I keep some background or anything in the master page, then it will be there for all the pages. Suppose I am loading some icon or something in the master page, it will be loaded in all the other pages of the document also. Then master pages commonly contain repeating logos, page numbers, headers and footers. And master items cannot be selected on a document page. That is very important. What happens is, I have decided a master page and I have given certain things in the master page that is followed in all the other pages. After going to the other pages, from the other pages, I cannot alter the master page items. If you want to alter the master page items, again you should go to the master page and you have to alter it. You cannot alter the master page items from your document page. Okay. This is the image I am showing you for the master page. Next we move on to the 7th question. How do you insert page numbers in master pages? Here you have two things you have to take, left hand side page number and right hand side page number. For both you have to explain. You may ask me, sir, why this is 3-mark question, I have to write 8 points. As I told in the beginning itself, certain question will be lengthier, there is no other choice, because here you have left hand side and also right hand side. Left hand side you will be having odd numbers, right hand side you will be having even numbers. So all these things you have to give how to appear in the left hand side, how to appear in the right hand side. That we will see it now. Click on the master page icons, click the text tool. Now the cursor changes to I-beam. Then click on the left master page where you want to put the page number, right? Click on the left master page. As I told you will be seeing two master pages, left hand side, right hand side, right? Now you are clicking the left hand side. I am showing the pages for you now. Click the left hand side, then press Ctrl Alt P, right? After clicking left hand side, if you press Ctrl Alt P, it will be coming left margin. It will show LM. That is, it will showing the left master page. There you decide the page where the page number should come. You decide it. Do the same. Repeat the same thing. Go to the right hand side. Click there. Again give Ctrl Alt P and decide where the page number should come in the right hand side master page. LM stands for left master page. RM stands for right master page. We move on to the 5-mark question. First 5-mark question. Explain the tools in PageMaker toolbox. Complete chart is given in your book. What are the tools available in the PageMaker? As I told you in the beginning itself, if you remember that image, I told you in the left hand corner you will have your toolbox. You will have various icons in this. Each icon is having a specific function. Now we will see it one by one. First is the pointer tool, which is used to select, move, resize text objects and for graphics. Pointer tool is a pointing tool. You use for that purpose. Next is the text tool, used to type, select and edit text. In the edit text or we discuss the same thing. After placing the text box, you have to click this text tool to start typing. Okay, then only you can start typing directly in the text box or in the frame. Next, rotating tool. This is used to rotate an image or a text. Next is cropping tool. Cropping tool is used to trimming. That means you can select a part of the image or part of the text. You will be using the cropping tool. Next is the line tool. From this tool, we are going to have all the drawing tools, line tool, and then we have lines. So another thing, line tool is simply to draw any lines. Another thing is a constraint tool, means where you have you can draw vertical and horizontal lines. You can draw straight lines using line tools. To draw vertical and horizontal line at the same time, you can use this constraint line tool. What is the difference between these two? If I want to draw a straight line, I will be taking a line tool. When I want both vertical and horizontal line, then I will be selecting the constraint line tool. Next, there are so many options. Minimum, I request the students to remember at least 8. If there are more than 10 or 12 items there, at least you memorize minimum 7 to 8 items, so that you can answer this question in your annual examination along with the symbol, please. Please remember the symbols also, right? Symbols, and if you write if you write it in the tabular format, it will be very easy for you. Just give an explanation, 1 or 2 words, that is enough. For rectangle tool, you write rectangle tool, draw that rectangle symbol box, then you just write in 1 or 2 sentences, that is used to draw rectangle, that is enough. Used to draw rectangle, right? Rectangle frame tool. If you remember like this, I will give you a little hint. You please remember like this: ellipse frame tool. Both are same. Rectangle, rectangular frame tool. What is the difference? In the ellipse tool, I am going to draw simply the ellipse. In ellipse frame tool, I am drawing the ellipse and putting text or graphics. The same way rectangle tool, I am simply going to draw rectangle. The rectangular frame tool, I am going to put some text or graphics in that rectangle box. So I have, just like that, I have given you 4 options very easily. Like that, you should remember easy options. Okay, pointer tool, rectangular frame tool, ellipse frame tool, line tool, and then constraint line tool. This will be easier for you to remember. Line tool used to draw straight lines, and the constraint line tool is used to draw vertical and horizontal line at the same time. So this will be very easy and take little time for you. You will feel relaxed to answer this question in your annual examination, right? Okay. Next, we will move on to the other thing, polygon tool and polygon frame tool. The same thing. So if you remember, the line tool, line constraint tool, rectangle frame tool, ellipse frame tool, polygon frame tool. Just like that, I gave you 8 examples. So if you remember these 8 itself, that is enough. Apart from this, you have pointer and text tool. 10 options is enough. Pointer and text tool. Next, we move on to the next question. Write the steps to place the text in your frame. This is very important. See, we have 2 things for play things. One is a text tool, another is a frame tool. Now, how to place the text in your frame? Click on one of your frame tool from the toolbox. Draw the frame with one of the PageMaker's frame tool. You have many frame tools: rectangle frame, ellipse frame, polygon frame. You have to select any frame. Usually, they will select a rectangle frame tool, is a famous frame tool. What is the frame tool means? Within that frame, the text will be there. Why you have to choose the frame tool? Because in the frame tool only you can place the text. So there are 3 tools available, frame tools: rectangle, ellipse, polygon. Select that, and then you can place the thing in that. Click on file, the file menu will appear. Click on place, the place dialog box will appear. Then locate the document that contains the text you want to place. Select it, click on open, and paste that text in that particular frame. The text will be placed in it. Okay, very simple. Selecting the frame, then you are selecting the place dialog box where the text is going to, dialog box will appear. You are selecting the text from that and placing in that frame. Okay, right. Next, we are moving on to the next question. How can you convert text in a text block to a frame? In the whole Adobe PageMaker, for text, you are using 2 things. One is a text block, another is a frame. Right? For the frame, you are using the 3 tool, as I told you: rectangular frame tool, ellipse frame tool, or polygon frame tool. Now you can convert a text block to a frame, or a frame to a text block. In this question, we are going to see how a text block is converted to a frame. Draw the frame of your choice using one of the PageMaker's frame tool. Select the text block you want to insert the frame. Click the frame while pressing the shift key. Along with the shift key, while pressing the shift key, you click the frame. Now both the elements will be selected. Now after selecting, in the menu you have element, frame, attach. Go to the menu bar, you will be having the click the element item in the menu. In this pull down menu will come. There you will have frame. In the frame you select attach content on the menu bar. Now the text will appear on the frame. Now we move on to the fourth question. Write the steps to draw a star using polygon tool. How to draw a star? This will be there in your practical also. If you have practicals, right, you will be this is also included. Drawing a star using a polygon tool. It's very simple. You select the polygon tool from the toolbox. The cursor changes to cross or means you will get a cross symbol. Click and drag anywhere on the screen. Anywhere on the drag you can select it. You release the mouse button when the polygon is of the desired size. Now you get the polygon. You go to the you drag that as cursor tool, go to a particular place and release it. You will be getting a polygon. Then again you go to the menu, select element. In the element you have polygon settings. In the element menu you will be having a polygon settings option is available. Select the polygon settings. Type how much point you want. See, you have hexagon, octagon, you have a triangle is there. It is also a polygon 3 sides. When it is going more and more sides, a polygon which is having more sides. How many sides you want? Octagon, hexagon, octagon. These are all the sides you have. So you can select any sides. Don't think as what is this thing, hectagon, hexagon, octagon, because you are all commerce people, commerce student, you are little bit. So this is nothing but how many sides you are going to have. In the star, usually we put star with 4 sides. Suppose I want star with 5 sides, 6 sides, 7 sides, you can select it. With this element, you can do it. With this, we are finishing our this lesson. This is the last question in your in this lesson. In this part 2, we are completing. With part 1 and part 2, we are completing the chapter 2, that is Adobe PageMaker lesson. I wish you all the best. Please, again, I tell you, minimize your drawings in this. In this lessons, I have given you many questions. I have shown you some of the images. Again, I am specifying you, those images is just for your understanding. Please don't try to draw and waste your time. Some of the questions, particularly, they will ask you symbols. There, if you draw, that is enough. Right? I wish you all the best. Thank you.